Folks. So I have a little bit of moon footage that I want to share with y'all, but before I show this whole video here, I'll just upload it with a little bit of audio file talking about NASA's plans to put power plants on the moon. Okay. And I know there are some people that believe that it's just a hologram, it's impossible. And I'm like a lot of other folks that I don't believe that they ever landed on the moon. I think that what they showed us was all like some kind of a stage thing, but then again, at times I find myself wondering if maybe they did at some point, and maybe it's something that, is not that difficult to do because whatever this is a lot closer than they say, and it's well within our atmosphere and it's reachable, and they've been going back and forth from it like every day since. I don't know. There's so many different theories out there, and there's really no way for anyone to really know. I mean, it looks like it could be a real physical object up there. It certainly does. And I just think all this talk about lunar power and all that, it is really curious. And whether you believe that it's a physical object or just a hologram or not, it doesn't matter what we believe down here at ground level. It seems very apparent that they are going through with their plans to do things up there on it. Supposedly, this is what they tell us. And this was a recent article put up in March talking about Russia and China planning to build a joint nuclear power plant on the moon by 2035. And they're even talking about um, that the different types of power and the different challenges that it takes to get it done type of a stuff. And like I said, whether we like it or not, they're moving forward with this stuff, you know, whether we like it or not. This is another file right straight from NASA talking about power and energy for the lunar surface. And they put together all of this information, all of this, you know, these resources for people to share on it. And they're investing like millions of dollars. They've had these challenges, the NASA's Watts on the Moon challenge, where they're investing all of this money. And like I said, because I'm repetitive, I got to say it again. Whether we believe down here at ground level, they're obviously moving forward with their projects and with spending all of this money on these different things, and they're developing all of this resource material for people to use. And they got all of these people involved in it that they're giving all of this money to, and they're making all of these so-called investments to try to get power on the moon. And I'm thinking to myself, aren't we in some kind of an energy crisis down here at ground level? Isn't that what we're hearing? That we're going to have energy shortage, we're going to have power shortages, and there's just too many people that are just drawing too much power. I mean, but yet we're focusing on stuff like this. And then they've even got stuff made up, resource materials made up for children. And now this was from 2009, I believe. Yeah, right there. 2009 International Technology Education Association, NASA ITEA Elementary School Human Exploration Project. This is resource material for elementary kids from 2009. Okay. Prepping them up on moon power and the Human Exploration Project, Energy Empowered, a standards-based elementary school unit guide. You want to No wonder we believe what we believe when we're being influenced by these types of resources like this. And they actually call it an educational project, educators from grades 1 through 5. You want to know how they've been able to get away with everything that they've gotten away with for as long as they've gotten away with, and why so many people believe the same thing? This stuff like this is why, because they develop this criteria, these educational products for educators to use, these resource materials, you know? And like I said, because I'm repetitive, I'll say it again. Whether you believe we went to the moon or not, or whether you believe that it's a real physical object or just a hologram, they're moving forward with these projects. Okay. So, and there appears to be some kind of a race. So everybody wants to get the power plants put in place up there, right? So that they can live and work on the moon. Meanwhile, down here at ground level, we have our own energy issues, right? I don't know. I'm frustrated with a lot of it because it's bothersome that they continue to move forward on all of these projects without really allowing the public to question them. You notice when they have their press conferences, they never have anybody there asking the questions that the majority of us want to ask, you know? And this is pretty curious too, that China plans to install an all-seeing Skynet CCTV on the moon. Okay, sure, let's just do that. Let's just let China do something like that, right? I don't know. I'm curious as to what everybody really thinks. And I know everybody has their own opinions and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. And I'll respect any and all opinions on the topic. But they're moving forward, whether we like it or not, or whether we approve of it or not. They're moving forward with these plans, and they are investing millions upon millions of dollars into it. And they're getting millions upon millions of people involved in it, and even at the grade school level, conditioning people to accept this idea of having these power plants on the moon. I mean, come on, really? anyway, the video that you're going to see, this was taken on May 19th of the moon moving over our location. And I'll just leave it at that. And I do have some additional star trail videos and things to share yet. And if that's something that interests you, just, make a comment and let me know. And I'll take the time to go through and organize all of the clips that I have of some of the time lapse captures and the star trails that I captured recently too. So anyway, thanks for watching. Know that I appreciate you and that you matter very much to me. Please stay safe and mindful. There is so much going on all at once, and they are going to continue popping off all of these distractions. They need it. They need more and more distractions. They really do, because they have so much that they have to uh, cover up, let's say.
As NASA works to extend human exploration of the solar system, unprecedented capacity for energy distribution, management, and storage will be needed to support sustained human presence and the beginning of industrial activity. Solar energy is abundant on the surface of the moon, but extended night hours, 350 consecutive hours, and the extreme environmental temperature change from daylight to nighttime create problems for solar power use. Earth also addresses similar issues, where demand for additional renewable energy generation, including solar, is rising, but additional power management, distribution, and energy storage solutions are needed to address issues such as intermittency and resiliency. Not only could novel solutions make a difference in lunar and space exploration, but technologies discovered during NASA's What's on the Moon competition could help facilitate new power options on Earth. The What's on the Moon Challenge is managed by NASA's Glenn Research Center in Cleveland and is part of Centennial Challenges, based at the agency's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Centennial Challenges are a part of the Prizes, Challenges, and Crowdsourcing program within NASA's Space Technology Mission Directorate. Centennial Challenges has contracted HeroX to support the management of competitors for this challenge. Beth Ridgway. June 27, 2023. Article. NASA has selected 4 teams to advance to the final level of the agency's What's on the Moon Challenge, which seeks solutions to transmit and store energy on the lunar surface. By Savannah Bullard. NASA has selected 4 teams to advance to the final level of the agency's What's on the Moon Challenge, which seeks solutions to transmit and store energy on the lunar surface. NASA is working to establish a permanent human presence on the moon and beyond. The next major step in this effort will be Artemis II, the first crewed test flight to the moon since the Apollo program. Long-term exploratory missions on the moon will require many technologies, such as lunar habitats, life support systems, and rovers, all of which need efficient sources of power. Providing power on the moon is a complex challenge. Because of the particulars of the moon's orbit, the lunar night lasts nearly 2 weeks, creating long periods of extreme darkness and cold temperatures. For humans to live and work on the moon for an extended period of time, solutions for storing, distributing, and managing energy for use throughout the lunar cycle are essential. What's on the Moon challenges teams to come up with new technologies to address these areas. As we tread new ground in exploration, we'll need to draw on creativity across the nation, said Denise Morris, acting program manager for Centennial Challenges at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. The technologies created through What's on the Moon are one example, with new perspectives helping us address a crucial technology gap. Phase 2, Level 2, of the challenge began in August 2022 and tasked teams to further develop key components of solutions developed in Phase 2, Level 1. The Level 2 winning teams were awarded $400,000 each and will advance to Phase 2, Level 3. The winning teams are Electric Moon, Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. The university team held a demonstration in March 2023 at Ohio State University, where they laid out a 6-kilometer cable in an open field to emulate a transmission line, then successfully transmitted power through the cable with an energy load large enough to support a television and sound system. Their solution will use this model, combined with modular, multi-level power conversion, to transmit energy across the lunar surface. High-efficiency long-range power solution, University of California, Santa Barbara. In Santa Barbara, California, the academic experimental cosmology group designed a solution that can operate within a wide temperature range, opening the possibility to seamlessly employ power distribution and energy management through lunar days and nights. Their current goal is to cull any unnecessary weight from the fully implemented solution in order to achieve optimal efficiency. Michigan Technological University Planetary Surface Technology Development Lab, Michigan Technological University in Houghton, Michigan. The alumni/student group initially began exploring lunar power management through their participation in the 2020 NASA Big Idea Challenge, where they suggested using adapted rovers to navigate the uncertain terrain and deliver power via a battery system. After winning the Artemis Award in that competition, they regrouped and took their proposal a step further by creating Tempest, tethered mechanism for persistent energy storage and transmission, which uses a power management system and battery storage hub to connect power infrastructure elements using updated rover designs. Orbital Mining Corporation, space technology startup in Golden, Colorado. The space technology startup is working to bring energy distribution to the moon by creating a DC to DC converter system that can make it through the cold darkness of a sunless lunar night. Their high-voltage system, which operates using a direct current wired transmission system and a lithium-ion battery bank, will need to mitigate vacuum arcing to ensure long-term success. Each team's technology was evaluated by subject matters experts from government and industry, including the Department of Energy. NASA sent observers to each team's site to validate data and assess performance in the spring of 2023. These visits were similar to what's typically expected in an engineering critical design review. This included reviewing the maturity of their respective designs, evaluating whether the prototypes could withstand intensive physical and technological trials, and identifying any remaining risks associated with the hardware. Advancing from Level 2 indicates that the teams are well prepared to test their prototypes in a simulated lunar environment. The simulation will occur in the final level, planned for 2024, where each team's technology will be placed inside a vacuum chamber that mimics the frigid temperature and absence of pressure found at the permanently shadowed regions of the lunar South Pole. The chamber will serve to test the technology of each team's design while troubleshooting and mitigating any issues that could occur in possible future use on the moon. The top 2 teams will split a prize purse of $1.5 million, bringing the total prizes for all phases of the challenge to $5 million. The What's on the Moon Challenge is a NASA Centennial Challenge led by the agency's Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, Ohio. NASA Marshall manages Centennial Challenges, which are part of the agency's prizes, challenges, and crowdsourcing program in the Space Technology Mission Directorate. NASA has contracted HeroX to support the administration of this challenge. For more information on NASA's What's on the Moon Challenge, visit https://nasa.gov/Watson.